Okay, so today is just a quite a quick video. I've had two viewers who made two separate comments. One was how to use the external effects, how to use Tonverk with external effects, and another viewer asked, "Hey, that's a push three. How do the two work together?" So I thought I'd just take this opportunity just to show, just to demonstrate how they work very quickly. Um, I've got here on track one just a saw, and on track two, selection of drum sounds. Now it's very easy to actually route things from Tonverk and then route them back in. It seems quite confusing, but it's actually very simple. So I've got these two cables coming out of here, CD, going into push 3. They're coming in on the external ins on push 3. I've got push 3 set up for external instruments. Here a green one and here a blue one. I've got some effects on them. First of all though, we'll just look at how you set up Tonverk. That's quite easy. What I've done, now there are possibilities. You can just have a stereo pair coming out the back here, but what I'm going to demonstrate is how we can just very simply send track 1 out of the left and everything coming out of track 2 out of the right. So that means I get dual effects. They're then summed together in push 3 and return as a stereo pair. So let's have a look how we would set that up then. So we'll start with track 1 and we'll go into our routing here, and it's just simply a case of choosing out CD. That's all we have to do there. And then track 2, we can also set that to out CD. Let's come out of here. And now we hear nothing. Why do we hear nothing? Because we then need to go to track 16 to set up the return here. So we go to track 16 and we can then increase here on the source page. We can increase the levels of both sides, left and right. And now we're getting stuff going through push 3 and coming back into Tonverk. Let's just go back to track 1 though, because what I'm going to go to here is the amp, and then we're going to pan that hard left. We go to track 2. Now I've got these individual drum sounds on here, so I have to go through them individually. This is so I'll do this one first. 2, let's go on in each of them individually. Okay, so this is one way of setting it up. An alternative would be, instead of routing, let's have a look at the routing. Instead of routing out here, I could send this, and I'll do this on track 3, I could send this one to a bus. It's an alternative method of routing. I could then go into my bus here, let's say bus 9, I think I chose bus 9, just check, bus number 1, yeah, so that corresponds to number 9 here. So here, and then I can route this one, where I can just press 9 here, and I can route bus 9 out to CD if I wanted to. That way I could then use some of the internal effects here. I could use 2 effects on track 3 itself, and then I could use the effects on the bus as well, and then send it to some kind of external effect device, use those effects and come back. So if you want a big chain of effects, you can do it that way. You can go via the bus. Okay, but I'm just going to stick with using track 1 and track 2 here. That's pretty much it set up. Now let's have a listen. Well, actually I can just show you, maybe it might be an idea if I go into the routing. But I'm just going to go back to 1. I'm going to turn that off for a second, and so you can, and 2. So we'll just turn that off, and this will sound a bit strange. I'll have one bit coming out of one ear and one out of the other, but that's what I've got. Some drums and just this very simple tone. Sounds terrible, but okay, that's what we've got. And but be patient. And now if we go back into our routing again and select CD for 1 and 2, now when I send it to push, we get this. And I won't go into what's going on in push too much. I'm just assuming, I'm just making the assumption this is some kind of external effect device. But basically I've got some racks which I've made on this channel. I'll leave some links for them below. One is it's called the Rather Large Reverb, and that's on the left side for that's for this sort of pad sound. And then on the other external on the right, which is affecting the drums, then I have a spectral effect, another rack I built with spectral devices, which I'll also put up on. I'll put a link below if you want to have a look at those videos if you're interested in that. But that's it. Now I can play with things in real time. And it all works very nicely. This is being routed now. I'm not using, this would come out of AB. Oh, sorry, cat. This would come out of AB, but I'm actually sending it out over the USB at the moment. So I'm recording this into Ableton. So that's coming out of the USB, but it would also come out of AB here. Also would come out of the headphones. You can set that all up very simply where you want things to come out. Yeah, I hope that's useful. Just a very simple video, just so that I could show the two things working together. They work together very well. I'm just starting on this actually. I've been spent a lot of time on Tonverk, and now I'm going to try and combine the two a little bit together, see how they work, what you can get out of the two together. Okay, hope this video has been useful as always. Thank you for watching and take care.